On behalf of the Ohio Department of Transportation, Michael Baker International, and Lawhon and Associates, welcome to the virtual presentation for the proposed improvements to State Route 241 in Stark County. Whether you are a nearby resident, property owner, business owner, employee, or local driver, we want to give you the latest information on this upcoming project, hear your comments and concerns, and answer any questions you may have. In this presentation, we will describe the proposed project, background, purpose of the project, summarize the environmental studies that are underway and anticipated impacts, and explain the next steps and project schedule. With the input from all community members, we are confident we can improve this intersection to meet the needs of all of our roadway users. Public involvement is an important part of the project development process, and we encourage you to utilize this presentation and other materials provided on the project webpage to submit comments or questions related to the project. Contact Brian Peck, the project environmental manager for this project, using any of the methods shown on the screen here. Please reference project identification number 119585 in any correspondence. The project is located northwest of the city of North Canton in Jackson Township and is located next to Akron-Canton Airport. The project is located on State Route 241, also known as Wales Avenue Northwest, extending from approximately Willowdale Lake Avenue north to the Summit County line at Mount Pleasant Road. First, let's discuss the prior plans and studies that have led us to the proposed transportation improvements. In August 2021, a Transportation Systems Management and Operations, or TSMO, study was completed for the State Route 241 corridor. This study analyzed the State Route 241 corridor as a whole, focusing on three key intersections: Shuffel Street, Shuffel Street, and Mount Pleasant Street. The results indicated that State Route 241 in Stark County may benefit from improvements, particularly in terms of capacity and safety. The study identified potential enhancements to improve overall traffic operations along the corridor. An underwater inspection of the State Route 241 bridge over Nimisila Creek was completed in 2021. Findings from this inspection revealed structure deterioration and that the channel beneath the structure has aggraded, meaning sediment buildup is restricting the open area underneath the bridge and reducing its hydraulic capacity. More recently, in August 2023, a drainage study was conducted in proximity of the State Route 241 bridge over Nimisila Creek. This study identified the need to replace deteriorated culverts and raise the profile of State Route 241 in proximity of the bridge and concluded that the existing bridge over Nimisila Creek should be replaced with a new 30-foot span bridge to improve drainage and hydraulic capacity. These studies have provided valuable insights that have shaped proposed improvements. Later in the presentation, we'll take a closer look at what those improvements include. Since completing these studies, ODOT has begun conceptual design for the proposed improvements and has developed informational materials to gather public feedback before finalizing the plans. In June of this year, a meeting was held on-site with the U.S. Army Corps of Engineers to discuss flooding reduction solutions. We are now seeking feedback on these improvements before advancing the design further and moving into right-of-way acquisition and construction. In proximity of the project, State Route 241 consists of one through lane in each direction. The posted speed limit is 45 miles per hour. There is one signalized intersection within the project limits, State Route 241 and Shuffle Street. The State Route 241 bridge spanning Nimisila is located approximately 0.23 miles southwest of the intersection. Adjacent properties include the Akron-Canton Airport, residential and commercial properties. The intersection of State Route 241 and Shuffle Street is one area of focus in this project. Currently, the intersection operates as a full movement intersection, meaning all turning movements are allowed. For southbound State Route 241 traffic, a protected left turn signal is in place to help manage turning movements. There are also two driveways located near the intersection. During peak hours, congestion is a common issue at this location, impacting overall travel efficiency. Slightly southwest of the intersection, a bridge carries State Route 241 over Nemesilla Creek. South of the bridge, the ditch along the west side of State Route 241 is meandering, and there are multiple areas where the ditch banks have eroded, requiring frequent shoulder pavement repairs. Moreover, a cross culvert near Willowdale Lake Avenue Northwest and multiple drive culverts along the ditch need maintenance attention. The State Route 241 bridge spanning Nemesilla Creek was constructed in 1947, rehabilitated in 1995, and additional maintenance was performed in 2014. As mentioned, an underwater inspection noted that sediment deposition has raised the inlet and outlet channels, reducing hydraulic capacity of the structure. During heavy rainfall events, stream flow overtops the structure and surrounding pavement, requiring closure of the roadway. ODOT has identified two major needs to address within the project area. The first is to improve safety at the State Route 241 and Shuffle Street intersection. Safety is a primary concern for all ODOT projects, and the Shuffle Street intersection has a high crash rate, which we'll discuss shortly. The second need the project hopes to address is the bridge over Nemesilla Creek and the roadway profile to improve drainage and overall facility deficiencies. Let's take a closer look at the safety issues at the intersection of State Route 241 and Shuffle Street. Between 2017 and 2024, there were 63 crashes at the State Route 241 Shuffle Street intersection. On average, about 8 crashes occurred each year, with 9 crashes resulting in minor injuries, 7 crashes possibly resulting in injuries, and 47 crashes resulting in property damage with no injury. This intersection has seen a high number of rear-end crashes, a total of 32 over the 8-year study, or 51%. Other crash types included 11 left turns, 17%, 7 backing, 11%, 6 fixed objects, 10%, 4 side swipes, 6%, and 2 right turns, 3%. The data from the safety study informed several probable causes for the high crash rate at this intersection. Congestion issues causing intersection backups are the likely cause of rear-end crashes. Drivers often experience delay above the acceptable thresholds and significant vehicle backup and queuing on approaches of the State Route 241 Shuffle Street intersection. Most notable, 1,000-foot westbound and 1,500-foot backups frequently occur during the afternoon peak hours. Evidence of off-tracking indicate there are geometric issues and trucks are having difficulty navigating the intersection. Cars avoiding semi-trucks experiencing navigational issues, operator impairment, and failure to yield are some of the probable causes for the other crash types. 2 potential solutions were identified to improve the safety and congestion issues. The first option was to construct new dedicated turn lanes. A dedicated northbound turn lane, dedicated southbound left turn lane, and dedicated westbound right turn lane would be installed. The second option would install a single-lane roundabout at the intersection. After further detailed analysis, it was found that implementing turn lanes may actually increase congestion at the intersection, as it takes longer for the signal to complete a full cycle, therefore increasing traffic and providing more opportunities for rear-end crashes. A roundabout will allow traffic to continuously flow at a reduced speed, reducing congestion and removing many potential contact points that occur in a typical intersection. Due to the safety and operational advantages of the single-lane roundabout, it was selected as the best countermeasure to improve safety and reduce congestion. After advancing the roundabout for further study, 2 roundabout alternatives or layouts were evaluated to meet design criteria while minimizing impacts. Roundabout Alternative 1 is located further west of the existing intersection. This placement avoids permanent right-of-way impacts on the east side of State Route 241 while allowing for offline construction of the roundabout. This design includes an 18-foot roadway with a 12-foot truck apron. Roundabout Alternative 2 is also positioned west of the existing intersection, but is closer to the center of the existing intersection than Alternative 1. This option avoids permanent impacts beyond the existing right-of-way east of Shuffle Street while minimizing right-of-way impacts on the west side of State Route 241. The design for Alternative 2 features a 16-foot roadway and a 13-foot truck apron. Both alternatives have comparable impacts and costs. Alternative 1, the roundabout shifted more to the west, was selected as the preferred alternative due to the constructability and reduced impacts to the traveling public compared to Alternative 2. One of the key benefits of roundabouts is that they have fewer conflict points compared to traditional intersections. This means there are fewer opportunities for severe crashes, such as T-bone or head-on collisions. Because of this, roundabouts are expected to reduce serious injury and fatal crashes by up to 75% compared to traditional signalized intersections. This significant improvement in safety makes them a preferred choice for many roadway projects. In addition to improving safety, roundabouts also help enhance traffic flow, slow vehicle speeds, and provide a natural traffic calming effect. By keeping vehicles moving efficiently at lower speeds, roundabouts reduce congestion while improving overall travel conditions. These benefits make roundabouts a valuable tool for improving roadway safety and operations. Large vehicles can navigate the roundabout by using the mountable truck apron. This apron is the area between the central island and the travel lanes, specifically designed to accommodate larger vehicles while remaining separate from the regular passenger vehicle use. To distinguish it from the main roadway, the truck apron is typically made of a different material or color, providing a visual cue for drivers. Roundabouts are becoming increasingly common solutions to improving safety in Ohio. Between 2002 and 2014, the State Route 619 and McCallum Road intersection averaged over 5 crashes per year, with 86% being angle crashes and 35% resulting in injury. Despite stop signs, warning beacon, and signage improvements, drivers on McCallum Road continued failing to yield to State Route 619 traffic. Identified as a high-priority safety concern, ODOT conducted a study and determined a roundabout was the best solution. Completed in 2021 for $1.8 million, the roundabout now has an average of just over 1 crash per year, a reduction of 72%, and there have been no dangerous angle crashes. Additional bridge and culvert work south of the intersection will address the structural deficiencies and flooding overtopping State Route 241. Let's dive deeper into the current bridge and culvert conditions. The existing State Route 241 corridor relies on open channel ditches for drainage into Nimisila Creek. Much of the current infrastructure, culverts, storm sewers, and drive pipes, is aging and nearing the end of its service life. During major storms, State Route 241 is overtopped by up to 1.6 feet near Nimisila Creek, causing flooding, erosion, and damage to the roadway shoulder. Since 2022, the route has been closed 11 times due to flooding, with additional lane closures for cleanup and repairs. Additional work to address these issues include replacing the existing bridge and culverts, stream mitigation, roadway profile adjustments, and resurfacing of State Route 241 between Willowdale Lake Avenue and Mount Pleasant Street, and work to tie into existing pavement and access drives. Environmental studies are ongoing. However, there are some anticipated impacts. Impacts to Nimisila Creek will require waterway permits, and additional work, such as a mussel relocation, prior to in-water work may be needed. Tree clearing restrictions will likely be required to protect suitable wooded bat habitat during the summer roosting months. The bridge set to be replaced by this project was built in 1947, but it is not eligible for consideration for the National Register of Historic Places. However, 2 barn structures were found eligible for the National Register. The project will have no effect on the historic boundaries and won't alter the character-defining features of the historic barns, and the project is considered to have no adverse effect on the historic resources. The project will not result in any substantive impacts to environmental resources. Construction is expected to occur in 2 main phases to minimize impacts. Northbound and southbound detours will be utilized during each phase. Phase 1 begins in October 2026 with the closure of State Route 241 between Willowdale Lake Avenue and Shuffle Street. Phase 2 starts on or after April 1st, 2027, closing Shuffle Street between State Route 241 and Lake O Springs for up to 60 days. By September 2027, State Route 241 will reopen between Willowdale Lake Avenue and Shuffle Street, with final completion scheduled for October 2027. Throughout construction, access to adjacent properties will be maintained. The anticipated detour routes for passenger vehicles are shown here. Different detours will be in place depending on the phase of construction. Signage will be placed to alert drivers to the closures and detour routes. Large trucks will be directed to use this detour route for the entire duration of the project construction. It is anticipated that temporary and permanent right-of-way will be needed for the project. If right-of-way acquisition is necessary from your property, a real estate representative will contact you directly to discuss the right-of-way needs, the acquisition process, and your rights under that process. Utility impacts are also expected. The proposed project, including engineering, environmental work, right-of-way, and construction, is estimated to cost approximately $9.1 million. Both state and federal funding will be used for the project. This project is currently in the environmental engineering phase of the project development process. Stage 1 design plans have been drafted and are in the process of being approved. Environmental studies are underway and right-of-way plans are being developed. At this time, ODOT is seeking public and stakeholder involvement on the proposed project. The public comment period will close on November 9, 2025. The team will then review all comments received, issue responses, and make any needed changes to the design. Right-of-way acquisition will occur from summer of 2025 to spring of 2026. The design will be finalized in the spring of 2026, and construction is tentatively scheduled to begin in the fall of 2026 and will last approximately 12 months. There are numerous ways to submit your comments. You may submit them through the project website or call, email, or mail a comment form or letter to Project Manager Brian Peck via the information shown here. Comments are accepted at any time. However, we request that you submit your comments by November 9, 2025 in order to be documented and responded to during the official public comment period. Thank you so much for taking the time to learn about this project and for participating in our public involvement process. We look forward to hearing from you.